vile na roro. So nipe stand innovation vile na kapo. Nimedunga black ndani ya G-Wagon again. Na black model and na friend. Chupa ni black, tags in tact kwa swag. Nasumbua kakibeti ya chalo.
Squad yote mpaka DJ black. Juu ya kuongeza tire black. Competition na icheki kwa kioo. Wako yake pia ni black on black. Michael Jackson black. Bank account on black. Spend my cash on black. And her ass on black. Competition na icheki kwa kioo. Wako yake pia ni black on black. Na ni black on black.
I'm the one, number one, superhero, Superman. You're my lady, you're the one. Kuja hivo, usitan. I'm the one, number one, superhero, Superman. You're my lady, you're the one. Kuja hivo, usitan.
Gankwela, yeah. Unateki superhero on a mission, yeah. Black on black looking like a billionaire. Gamni nayo mingi ingine free na pair. Sina out up for that you see compare. Check your superhero on a mission, yeah. Black on black looking like a billionaire. Gamni nayo mingi ingine free na pair. Sina out up for that you see compare. Squad yote mpaka DJ black. Juu ya kuongeza tire black. Competition na icheki kwa kioo. Wako yake pia ni black on black. Michael Jackson black. Bank account on black. Spend my cash on black. And her ass on black. Competition na icheki kwa kioo. Wako yake pia ni black on black. Na ni black on black.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
It's starting to look up bright from here. Seems like whatever shade is now lifted from my name, and I'm seeming to catch the light that I've been missing. From wherever they've been hiding, oh, I'm here now. Take out your phones and clear the bad time here. I know it's been too long, but I'm here now. Open your eyes and learn what you need to remember. Even with all this time, I knew I needed to carry on, find a way to stay strong. There's no other way to get to the cause I don't know. You say many anywhere can happen. I do not remember the pain that I felt. Something I knew I will never regret. Oh, I'm here now. I'm here now. I'm here now. Yeah, I'm here now. I'm here now. I'm here now. The hundreds of times I felt like I was near, and it felt like every day is now a mission to pretend I got it going on. Had things happen I thought I was safe from. So now when it is happening, I'll be holding on. Will I always be aware of what is going on? I mind everybody gonna get along with whatever's going on. There's no other way to get to the cause I don't know. You say many anywhere can happen. I do not remember the pain that I felt. Something I knew I will never regret. Oh, I'm here now. I'm here now. I'm here now. Yeah, I'm here now. I'm here now. I'm here now. Yeah, ni find a way to stay strong. There's no other way to get to the cause, and I know.
Pawa Radio. Tune in and power up. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Happy Friday. Hello. My name is Muthoni Gitau. You're listening to Power Radio, and this is She Talks. I am excited for today's show. I am not feeling 100%. So I'm like, wacha tuanze na disclaimer mapema. But I'm also not going to fall asleep on the mic. Don't worry. I still got you. I'm still here to deliver the vibes that you are here for. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Kai, nimenyeshewa. My peoples. When I tell you, I have been jana ningebebo na maji. I walked on water yesterday. Okay? That's a lie. I walked in water yesterday because the Nairobi streets turned into rivers. Small rain. And every road in Nairobi automatically just becomes a river. Alafu zote zinaenda tu kwenye zinaenda. You know, like you're finding two roads. Zinakutana, alafu ikutane na sewage, alafu ikutane. Na sikuwa nimevaa gumboots. Aibo, when I tell you, the only saving grace for me was the fact that I was wearing a short dress. So, you know, like the problem is when you feel the cold from the feet going up. So at least ilikuwa inaishia hapo kwa ankles kidogo. Alafu uko juu ilikuwa tu upepo. Even boda guys were like running away. We had issues with like hapo saizi najua tuko na dam. Sijui kama imedrainiwa. But there's a dam that formed up at Museum Hill. When I tell you yesterday was all madness, I'm not lying to you. But we survived. Yay! If that means anything. We are here. So I'm excited for today's show. Remember, you can follow us on social media at Power Radio. That is PAWA. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram, on TikTok. If you want to find us on Facebook, go to the Power 254 page. You might see what we are working on. If you want to watch us live, you can do that on Power Radio on YouTube. We have a live stream going. Ukitaka kuona hata sikai kama mashida zangu. By the way, it's one rule in life. Don't look like your problems. Okay, it's one of my rules in life. I never look like my problems. So if you want to join the live stream rather, we are on YouTube Live, and you can also listen to us on Power 254.org/Power Radio if you want to listen in live. We are going to listen to a song I really like by a lady I discovered a couple of months ago. Her name is Stacey Kamatu. I really like this song and I like her voice. I think hakuna mtu nachezanga ngoma zake hapa mwenye si like. Oh, no, by the way, the first two songs zenye zilituanzisha show. We're listening to Bridget Blue with I'm Here, and the guys who opened the show for us today was Nyash, aka Kenya Jui, and Nai Boy. So, yes, let's listen to Stacey first, and then I'll see you on the other side.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
What you did.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
That was Stacy Kamatu with Shokamushi. Yes, my Kikuyu by the way has become really good because of living in Gishagi. And also all the Kikuyu that I have worked on, it started in high school. So basically, a small backstory. When I was in high school, when we got to Form 4, that was the time people were like, I can be as rebellious as I want to be because mtanifukuza. Kwanza, after you've already registered for KCSE, guys were like, tushalipa. Now what will they do? So guys were becoming very rebellious, and then that's when everyone would speak their mother tongue and whatever. And our school was in the deeper parts of Thika. Yeah, tulikuwa nasema iko Thika, but kumbe Thika pia ni kubwa, haikuwa ndogo hivyo. So when I got to Form 4, actually when we were in Form 3, the Form 4 class ahead of us, first of all, wakaanzanga kuongea tu Kikuyu in school randomly. So me, I was just like, okay, so we go. And at that point, nilikuwa, you know those Nairobi kids who say, I understand, but I don't speak. I was those ones, okay? Because I was born and raised in Nairobi. So our parents used to speak Kikuyu in the house. They would speak to us in Kikuyu, but we were allowed to respond in Swahili. So I think that was the problem. That was mistake number 1. Hawakukuwa wanatuambia sisi tuongee na Kikuyu. Sisi yetu ilikuwa si umeelewa. So even with our shosho, when we'd go visit and she'd speak to us in Kikuyu, because I have one shosho who's Bontao, and then I have the other shosho who's like a proper shosho, the way a shosho is supposed to, shosho. So that one, pure Kikuyu, because both my parents are Kikuyu. So now, ilikuwa tunaenda ushago, shosho speaks in Kikuyu, we respond in Swahili, and then once in a while, she'll also throw in a Swahili word, and then we'll be like, yay, shosho of the year. But basically, all the Kikuyu, like when I started speaking Kikuyu, it was in high school, and I used to feel some type of way because my intonation, the problem wasn't the words. Like, I can know the words, but then sometimes intonation iko off. Iko off kabisa. And then also I grew up around, there was this guy, we used to call him Jorowa Mati Chati. So what he used to do is he was from Nyeri and he used to sell T-shirts. So he couldn't say T-shirt, he used to say T-chati. So whenever he had like new T-shirts, he'd be like, hey, Dana Mati Chati. It's like... So for the longest time, I was like, oh, that's how you say T-shirt. And then now learning that different people have different intonations, that was also like, very interesting. But then now, after I started living in the rural areas of Nairobi, in the true green leafy burbs, I was living in Limuru, and now I live in Kikuyu. In those spaces, people often speak in their mother tongue, because a lot of people, as much as they were raised there, like they're so used to just conversing in their mother tongue. So I've really worked on my intonation while having conversations with people. So sometimes I'll say something, I'm like, that sounds off. And then I'll be like, the proper way to say it is this. And also that came with learning the phonetics in Kikuyu and how certain letters and they're pronounced where they don't read as they're written. So anyway, all I was saying is me bragging that I can say shokamushi and it still sounds bougie, but it's how it's said. By Stacey Kamatu. Let's get into the threads. Because today we have a lot in the threads. Nakwambia Nairobi was on fire. We have so much happening. We'll start with some positive thingies. The first positive thing that we have today is at least a politician with a good head on their shoulder. Sifuna made some remarks the other day. He's sort of been doing the thing, and Nairobians are falling in love with him. He's the senator for Nairobi, and people are falling in love with this man. But sometimes, I don't know, mimi tu nakuanga na trust issues. Si wa baba peke yake, na politicians pia, niko na trust issues. Because sometimes, like, a politician will look like they're on the right path, and we're like, oh, we can trust this one. And then kidogo, they do like a whole 180, and you're like, who is this person? Oh, like, was this character formulated overnight? Ama amekuwa tu hapo akingojea kwenye atapata all the love, alafu akwe like, let me come out of my shell. So sometimes, I'm speaking on a personal note, I have trust issues with politicians, especially if they were babas. Actually, no, especially if they were mamas. I love my women, but sometimes mnaendanga huko mnatu we. Hey, tuliwa discuss tu hapa juzi. Mnaenda watu wakuku. But la muongea on pertinent issues and just put your voice there and tell us what your stand is. Mnaenda kurecord videos in New York. Afunka like, mmekuwa influencers. Acheni hizo tabia. Anyway, back to a politician with a who seems to have, let me put it that way, who seems to have a good head on their shoulder. We have Sifuna, and he made some remarks in regards to the doctor's strike. So if you are living under a rock, the doctors have been on strike for a while now because of pay. Their pay has been cut. Interns are not being placed. There's like a lot going on in that situation, in that front. And the government keeps saying they don't have money. They don't have, no, not that they don't have money. They don't have money for doctors. They also don't have money for teachers. So teachers, pia nyinyi mko tu kwa ile group. But they have money to, fly around and bring in pastors to pray for Kenyan revival and other stories. They don't have money for genuine fertilizer, but they have money for fake fertilizer that is sold as genuine fertilizer. And, yeah. So back to Sifuna. So he said he is supporting the doctors. And I was like, hey, thank God, finally someone saying something. So he just said that the money that is the money that's collected as taxes should be used to pay doctors, because like you're collecting tax money. What's happening with this money? You can't keep saying you don't have money. A lot of this money is being misappropriated. It's being misused. It's being whatever, but you suddenly don't have money to pay doctors. So he said he supports the doctors, and you know what? We appreciate that a lot. Thank you, Sifuna, for doing that. Now to a politician who's behaving very, very badly. We have balance, guys. Balance. Your governor, who has been nicknamed Dimples, Nairobians, I love it. He said that he wants to open a nightclub at Uhuru Park. The same Uhuru Park that people have been complaining about since it was closed down for quote-unquote renovations. And people are like, hey, please open up Uhuru Park. And then they've come back now. They're saying you'll have to pay to go to Uhuru Park. Sijimara, you have to leave your ID. So many random things. And Uhuru Park is supposed to be a free, accessible green space for Nairobi residents. But now when you say you want to build a nightclub, I'm like, surely, really? Like, we don't need another nightclub in Nairobi. We already have too many. And we don't even go to the ones that are there. That's why they keep rebranding every 6 business months, because we don't go, and then they have to come up and pretend to be a whole new spot that people can come in until people are bored, and then they moved on to the next one, and it's always the same locations. No one wants to go to Uhuru Park for a party in the middle of the night. We want to go to Uhuru Park to ride the boats. Me by then nilikuwa nataka wafungue nipeleke mtoto wa mtu hapo hivyo to pedal. We pedal the 2 boats. I take someone's son over there. I tell them switch nothings, and then they go home, as it should be. So now he's saying that he wants to open a nightclub, and Kenyans are not having it. We'll take a little break. Let's listen to some music. And then when we come back, I'm just going to tell you how Kenyans are taking the news of Uhuru Park being turned into a nightclub.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Circling down, don't even know. Looking for someone to get me out the door. You got me dumbfound. Need a bit more than telling me how we gon' be affected. Oh, there's something about the way you make me feel. Something about the way you made me kneel. Something about the way that we could be messing us up. Nearly got me waiting outside. You got me going. I don't even know your last name, but you got me like. Your last name, but you got me like. You better go sign a waiver, cause I'ma violate you and then more. Telling me how we gon' bang bang and get the ring more. Doing less talking. So many try to get inside my feels, but nobody got it, but better sign that deal. Nearly got me sticking around. Maybe there's something about you, something about the way you make me feel. Something about the way you made me kneel. Something about the way that we could be messing us up. Nearly got me waiting outside. You got me going. I don't even know your last name, but you got me like. I don't even know your last name, but you got me like. I don't even know your last name, but you got me like.
your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
I don't know what to say. All I think about is how you're making me crazy. All night, all day. I'll be walking around with a smile so blazing. You make me happier. I never thought in 1,000 years you'd be the one to make me feel this way. Yeah, I'm gonna dance with you for a night or two. Yeah, I'm made for you. No, you see it too. I'll hold space for you. If you want me to, yeah, I'll wait for you. There's no rush, you know. Oh yeah, 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 you make me happier, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, you make me happier. Oh, oh, oh yeah, 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 you make me happier. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah.
I'm feeding you this love, can you feed back? I'm giving you these kisses, can you kiss back? I only re-up so I can relax. Just friends, but there's more, I can see that. Lines crossed, now my wall's broken. Mali in my pocket like a token. Nearly at your friendship, cause clearly you be chosen. So hard to love, but you're so soft-spoken. I could play your favorite song on repeat. I would play your favorite song on repeat. Nikki cook, then you be a recipe. I could play your favorite song on repeat. And so it goes, different colored racks on some gold, cause you want it gold. Different colored racks for the bro, we be sipping full. Hoping that the pain keep canny cheapo. And hoping that you stay in the places I go.
Oh yeah, 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 you make me happier, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, you make me happier. Oh, oh, oh yeah, 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 you make me happier. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. Know in my heart I'm made for you. I'm made for you. Knew from the start you don't want me to. You don't want me to. 'Cause you're running through my mind. You're an angel, you came and found me. Oh, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. Know in my heart I'm made for you. I'm made for you. Knew from the start you don't want me to. You don't want me to. 'Cause you're running through my mind. You're an angel, you came and found me. Oh, oh, hey, yeah.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
That was Just Friends by Karun Momru and Kahush. Kama haukumbuki Kahush ni nani, babake ndo alikuwa anatupeanga updates za COVID. That was, I'm like, it's quite fascinating that the most, oh, I'm sorry, I was gonna say, I don't want to be misquoted. I was gonna say the most interesting thing about you is that your father used to give us updates. No, I'm not gonna say that. But it's like when people discovered that, it became the one thing that everyone knew about Kahush. And not like his music or whatever. It was like, uni mtoto wa nani. Anyway, you know what? Musema artists, there's something that I saw the other day, and someone was talking about Willow Smith, who's Will Smith's daughter, and the way her music is so experiential. And there's someone who commented and said the reason she can do that is because she has resources. So any random idea she has, she can test it out without having to worry about money and if it's going to be fun and if it's going to make money or not. But other artists don't have that liberty. Not everyone has the liberty to do that. It's like it has to be perfect. And that's why I think we also suffer from that perfectionism bug, because if it's not perfect, then suddenly it's like, I've wasted money, that money can't come back, I didn't earn from it. Or if you put in resources and you don't see the results that you wanted, then it becomes, oh, wow, that was a waste. I've wasted so much money, because we can't afford to look at it as, oh, I learned so much. You know, other people can be like, yeah, I learned so much from that. And it's like, yeah, you can say I learned, but then at the same time admit that you lost money and it didn't bring back as much as it needed, and you had expectations and it was below the expectations, and, you know, everything in between. So I wanted to tell you how Kenyans are reacting to the governor deciding that he is going to turn Uhuru Park. He's going to build Uhuru Park, to build a nightclub in Uhuru Park. And Kenyans were just So the first thing they did is they went and summoned Sifuna. It's like, please control your friends. That was basically the thing. It's just like, hey, look at your friend. Please talk to your friend. And there's people who are suggesting that maybe instead of building a nightclub, they should build like a library or something. And there's someone who pointed out something that was very important. And they said, no, we don't need a library in there either. We just need it to be a green space. Nairobi has been turned into a concrete jungle where regardless of where you turn, there's like a building, trees are being cut down. Like if there's one thing that pisses me off, is whenever, so you remember when we used, I don't know if you all remember, but we used to do jacaranda propaganda every October because jacarandas would be blooming and everything would be so gorgeous and the purple flowers would be everywhere. And that was like, I remember because at that point, Pawa was located in a different, like just close to where we are, but like in a different spot. So we used to walk down that path, and it's that path that is opposite Uhuru Park. So where we have Serena, I think it's Serena, and then on the other side we have Uhuru Park, and we had jacarandas lining down the entire path. And every October it would be the most beautiful walk. We used to enjoy walking down that street. Right now, those streets have the trees have been cut down to the point where I've realized of late we don't even do the jacaranda propaganda thing because it's very hard to spot the trees because most of the trees have been cut down. And not just there, like everywhere. People are cutting down trees and building up houses. And this, like, whatever story houses, this man is the same one who said he's going to build 85-story buildings. So I'm like, we still need green spaces. We honestly need green spaces. No, we don't need another library. We don't need another nightclub. Leave Uhuru Park to be exactly what it was. Uhuru Park and Central Park. I remember when I used to do theater, we used to do our rehearsals at Central Park. And I remember at first, I didn't know Central Park was accessible to the public because it used to look very fancy. Because everyone knew about Uhuru Park because they're like across the road from each other. Everyone knew about Uhuru Park and guys would go to Uhuru Park. But Uhuru Park that's where you go bangaiza, you drink a Kafanta orange, go walk near the pond, look at people pedaling on the boats, which I'm saying I still want to take somebody's son there. And then you'd go eat ice cones. It was like a vibe and you could walk. So when I was doing theater and we started doing our rehearsals at Central Park, I realized Central Park was so chill, didn't have that many people. It was all green and it had like really cool pathways where you can walk from one side to the other. And then also when I used to go to the office at Pawa, I used to get off the matatu from Maslands. I used to get off at University and then I'd walk through the park to come out on this other side. And it was the most therapeutic thing. I think I still have photos. I used to take photos of dew on the grass. Like it was the most therapeutic thing every single morning. And I used to look forward to it. Now this man has decided we're going to start paying to get access to Central Park. Why? Why do you need to make money from these parks? Already, we don't have like planned buildings that make sense in terms of estates and stuff. We don't have playgrounds because you don't consider these things. People need a place to go decompress. So I'm like, I don't understand why public spaces are suddenly being turned into like for-profit spots. I'm like, are y'all not collecting enough money to begin with? That mtulipishe parking, mlipishe mama mboga kukua na nini hapo nje, alafu nikikuja kukalia nyasi pia mlilipishe, surely. Come on, it's not fair. Someone pointed out the fact that Wangari Maathai literally walked the streets naked so that Uhuru Park would not be grabbed. And they said, we actually need to do something about it because Wangari Maathai fought for that space. She lost so much fighting for that space. This woman's hair was pulled out. She had dreadlocks. People yanked out her hair and she was bleeding. Cops yanked out her hair. She was bleeding from her scalp. Fighting for Uhuru Park to remain a public space, a public green space. And then here comes this man who has never fought for nothing. Alafu, you're like, yeah, I'm going to build a nightclub. For? Who's coming to this nightclub? Also, who's going to own the nightclub? Is it going to be owned by the County Council of Nairobi? Is it a private investor? because it's giving, we're trying to sell this place pole pole. Because why would the county need to own a club? It doesn't make sense. So we need to fight if we have to. Me, by the way, I'm ready to go to the streets. It's been a while, by this Jakunya Tiagas in a while. It's been a couple of years. I don't mind. Okay? But we need to protect our green spaces, because every other day, the small amounts of green spaces we have are just being taken away and taken away and taken away. Juzi tu, walienda wakakata miti on Kenyatta Avenue, and they said, oh, we're just pruning. But they cut those trees down. I don't know how long it's going to take for branches to start sprouting again. It's been, I think, over a year now, and still no sign. We need to start thinking of Nairobi as a space that allows people to exist in it, as opposed to a space for investors, a space for tourists. Mwingine tu hapa juzi amekuja kutuambia they're going to build toilets to bring tourists to Kenya. Surely, build toilets for the Kenyans first. Can you build toilets for the Kenyans first? Why is it that we try so hard to appease everyone else at the expense of the locals, at the expense of the Kenyans? It makes no sense. Who are you trying to please? Watakuja majengezo chua alafu si tukuje tupe zile za plastic. Like what's the nini here? What's the thought process? Surely we need to do better. And I think, guys, I hope we're taking notes, we're paying attention. Because when it comes to voting, and then you vote for these same people, these same clowns, honestly, at what cost? Jana, mi ningebebwa na maji. The drainage in Nairobi is absolutely terrible. But instead of working on the drainage, you're like, yeah, let's build a club. It's madness. Honestly, let's listen to a song I actually like.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
She said, life's too short, so I'll shoot my shot. Yeah, I believe I was made for more. If I don't tell you, then I'll never know. I would rather tell you now.
I was looking for attention when she came in my direction. I wasn't looking for a good time, no. I was tired of the drama till she opened her mouth. She spoke to my soul, she broke all the walls I'd built inside. Oh, amenifanya nipende tena, vipi siwezi sema. Amenifanya nipende tena, vipi siwezi sema.
Ended up talking about our observations, judging drunken people, vile tunapanga interventions, machache nilisema, but I love the conversation. Ilikuwa polite na bila hata pressure. Aura yake ni kama ya malaika. Nadhani sijatosheka, roho moyo mwili zote we imeenda.
Amenifanya nipende tena, vipi siwezi sema. Amenifanya nipende tena, vipi siwezi sema. Hey girl, don't run away with my heart. Some make me go again from the start. Hey girl, I think I'm ready. When a man loves, anapenda kweli.
Maisha ni panda shuka, nimetembea mimi nimezunguka, na hii mto siwezi vuka bila we, nasinzia nikiwaza kila day.
Kwanza bila pesa na kuanga na pressure, juu siwezi kutesa, lakini madam asoli napigana, vita nimepigana, miezi zinashikana. Hey.
Amenifanya nipende tena, vipi siwezi sema. Amenifanya nipende tena, vipi siwezi sema.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hey, hello, you look familiar, have I made up with you before? Let's just be serious, kabla uanze tukunipo. Nionyeshe Insta labda nitakukumbuka hivyo. Oh, hey, hello, sikuamini lakini ni kama nimeona ghost. Miezi mbili ndio maana siwezi pita kino, na tangu lini ukaanza kuwa na story mob? Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks, walai na beshte yangu bado takumit, walai ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks, walai na beshte yangu bado takumit, walai ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. My heart is there, my pride is there. Don't play, don't even dare. You don't play fair, so hey, there's something here, there's something there overlay. It's like a different kind of weather. Hey, my heart is there, my pride is there. Don't play, don't even dare. You don't play fair, so hey, there's something here, there's something there overlay. It's like a different kind of weather. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks, walai na beshte yangu bado takumit, walai ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks, walai na beshte yangu bado takumit, walai ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks, walai na beshte yangu bado takumit, walai ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks, walai na beshte yangu bado takumit, walai ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. Go fit, Allah, go fresh, Allah. Lakin, bana, din west, bana. Go fit, Allah, go fresh, Allah. Lakin, bana, din west, bana.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That was Polaris with Wallahi. It's off her latest EP that she released earlier on this month called Tufanye. Go check it out. It's a 6-song EP, dope music. She's getting back into her groove of releasing music. So, hey, we got to support. We're here to support. I want us to get into the papers, Kidogo. There's a story that I've seen here that caught my attention. You know, I always share the ones that get my attention. And this one is the story about the battered man, imprisoned to silence despite suffering frequent domestic violence at home. And when I see such stories, I'm just like, it reminds me of the conversation we were having on Monday. And when I talked about the fact that feminism has different faces depending on the places where you have these conversations. And one of the biggest differences between African feminism and, say, white feminism is that in African feminism, we believe that patriarchy affects men as well. In American feminism, they don't believe in that. They don't think that men are as affected by patriarchy because they're like, no, it's just for them. As we believe that African men are also affected by the patriarchy. And such a story kind of brings that out to light, because in this, they're talking about how men suffer in silence when they are facing domestic violence, gender-based domestic violence at home, because that's also domestic violence in the house can go either way. It's not necessarily it's just a woman who's battered. There are battered men out there. And the saddest part is that when men come out and talk about being battered at home, the patriarchy starts condemning them for saying, it's like, hey, unacha mwanamke akugonge, hey, mi haiwezi kuwa mimi, and stuff like that. That's what patriarchy does. So the story is in the centerfold of the Daily Nation. In case you want to read it, it's a very extensive story. They have multiple people sharing their experiences, multiple men sharing their experiences, and they did an interview. It's a whole 2-pager. Definitely check it out. I would recommend it. I wanted to share something interesting that I've seen before we decide we are about to end this first hour of the show. I saw something on Twitter, and it's someone was suggesting that maybe Google needs to Google Maps, that is, they need to give a Kenyan to voice the directions. Because they said, Ati, what do you mean? Ati, in the 5th exit. It's like, which one is the 5th exit? So they're like, no, let's just get a Kenyan to do it, because a Kenyan would go like, endelea tu hapo mbele kiasi. Usipinduke left, panda juu tu na usiende sana. And I was like, I so agree, because I remember I was going back home last weekend on Saturday at night. It was like at 3 a.m. Yeah, I have a life. It was at 3 a.m. and I'm heading home. And then before we get to my actual location, the Uber lady, the Google Maps lady, just goes like, you can drop off Muthoni to the right. And I'm like, no, in the bush. And then I told the driver, don't listen to the Uber lady. Keep going and I will take the right turn. And then I'll tell you where we're getting off. And it was funny because it's like, Ati, don't listen to the Uber lady. Yes, because the Uber lady was lying. And the funny thing is, my pin is actually like in my house. I have set the pin when I'm inside the house, but it wanted me to be dropped off in the bush. I was like, this thing is not even accurate. I love for this woman is over here. They want me to be left in the bush on the right. And you know, the thing is, it's one thing when they say to the right, and then on the right side, you can actually see a gate or something. It's weirder when there's nothing. It's just like, and then, so I totally agree. I think we need like a Google Maps voice that's like the Kenyan version. Someone said we should call it the Kenyanese version, and I agree. And then now people are like, it will get to a point, and then it's like ukienda, it's like we umeenda sana. Like, and honestly, I can see that. Teremka hivo, ukipata place wanauza mbao, jo umelost, urudi nyuma hadi place uliacha lori abandoned. Listen, I'm like, I would be like, cool, I get that, you know? Atipita hapo kwa takataka mbele, utaona pothole kubwa kwa barabara. Na side ya left, kuna duka inaitwa Mama Kim Westgate. Huwezi potea. When I was reading the responses, I was like, you know what? This is actually how we give directions. This is how Kenyans give directions. So when you're driving and then they're like, in 600 meters, turn left. First of all, I don't even know how to gauge 600 meters. Like, have you seen those people saying they have 6 inches or 9? You can't even gauge. People are unable to gauge things on their bodies that they've had for life. But you want me to be able to estimate 600 meters? Stop lying. Stop lying. And then there's someone who said, Titafika place afuambia, si umefika basi. Umefika basi. But you know what? I support. Mimi, I'm team. Yeah. Please, let's get the Google Maps Kenyanese version. And it's just in the voicing. Google, pay us. Me even miel. I will even tell people how to go. Pay me. Acha niuze sera. Pay me. I will do it. Let's listen to Saru with Furthermore.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Black Market Records.
Chemi za uongo, stories za jaba ndo tingize ubongo, ndo bebe kawaletikiza kamongo, bari barabara bana maringo. Niko na pesa kushinda babako, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye.
Niko na pesa na ni za babako,
kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye.
Lifika jiji nikakutana na budako, akaniambia kanivaa kwa pendagi za mamako. Kisirisiri tukakutana kwako, ni click bang tujuu ya kitanda chako.
Hamna hela nini mnate, seka nyinyi unalipa madeni na puchi yako. Miaka ni 20 huko chini 60 na mneti unatuvunjia mgongo.
Ulinipaka chance na nikapita nako, uliponipiga intro siku ya introduction. Anani finance na school fees zako, alinipeanga info kwanza yesi babako.
Unapenda wa baba, hune watoto wako huruma. One shot na kwani upendi utamu wa nduma. Pesa ukutekenya sana, werudi ukakunewa baba. Niko na pesa kushinda babako, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye.
Niko na pesa na ni za babako,
kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye.
Nacho unasikia vibaya,
mi vibaya,
vibaya.
Nenda zako,
sinenda kwenyu,
kwetu wapi?
Kwa babako.
Mi sikutusi lakini kudadadeki,
sikudharau lakini udunga ndula feki.
Uso marangi uko shua hauni seti,
cake and bake ni quality za Fenty.
Chemi za uongo, stories za jaba ndo tingize ubongo, ndo bebe kawaletikiza kamongo, bari barabara bana maringo. Niko na pesa kushinda babako, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye.
Niko na pesa na ni za babako,
kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye, kasikie vibaya uko kwenye.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Tunasikia ni upenda kuchocha, si ndio? Acha tuchoche basi.
Big shout out to Vince on the beat by the
Kama una noti kuna demo menoki anakuliza kauko na moti chocha. Rent ujakanja landia shakupa notice lakini umegoma hautoki chocha. Forex unaosha bila kopi chocha. Ocha wanajua weni doki chocha. Bogi wanasema weni bosi chocha. IG hauwezi cheza loki chocha. Check it this omolo once again na ile injili wanapenda. Other than rap bado ni mwili na jenga. Doba napiga buda mitili ya benga. Popularity mefanya ni badili mamrenga. Bad mind kisirisiri anatengwa. Anomolo fichen kafirifiri kwa dema. Check yule boy wa chilichili analengwa. Backup nyamarebo kame katilili wa menza. Kijibizana mtaita kudhuru. Ukibishano na kutax ushuru. Mulibanja sana mtaki uhuru. Saime bamba sana wapi nduru. Yeah, hatuendi maandamano. Baba, into maintain kanyo. Mr. President ongeza miaka 5 na nyi wa Kenya lazima mkuwe na msimamo. Kama una noti kuna demo menoki anakuliza kauko na moti Georgia. Rent ujakanjalandia shakupa notice lakini umegoma hautoki Georgia. Forex unaosha bila kopi Georgia. Ocha wanajua weni doki Georgia. Bogi wanasema weni bosi Georgia. IG hauwezi cheza loki Georgia. Dopate views way back in day that you may earn more. Agenge Grammy tungeletewa na cancel. Say Kenya nika kuna reggae ama danso. The conscious ako juu ya ngwete hapo Sanford. We ball on a budget strictly. Atupendangi bad and CC. Oyoleli fanya nijue kubagen fiti. Free parking the only reason iko Garden City. If they charge me na tell get me Mr. Patel. Vibes too, always itaka beef na cartel. I had to make a choice, said the streets are myself. Jumta squeezy, my boys wanna snitch na lapel. The new definition of kidungi. Umejipine, weni fundi. Weni gangster, uko na kikundi. Shut the fuck up, bro lundi. Una glorify chocha. Meribu mziki mefanya hii job ikai mboka. History kai proper. Boy child anakapitia kosetu juu kama toria taitoka. Bloggers our verify story. To all the victims wako terrified, sorry. Chocha imedui game kai boring. Na nyi mpasho bitch, I hope you die slowly. Kama una noti kuna demo menoki anakuliza kauko na moti Georgia. Rent ujakanjalandia shakupa notice lakini umegoma hautoki Georgia. Forex unaosha bila kopi Georgia. Ocha wanajua weni doki Georgia. Bogi wanasema weni bosi Georgia. IG hauwezi cheza loki Georgia. Buda kila kitu Georgia. Georgia, Georgia, kila kitu Georgia, Georgia, Georgia.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
I am encouraging you to chocha as much as you can this weekend. Sawa, that is the plan. Sisi wote tutakuwa nafanya hivyo penye tuko, we'll be together in spirit, in the togetherness of chochaing, all right? Whatever it is. Tunangoja mwezi iishe, because as in isha malizika, just like that. Before tufunge this first hour of the show, I just came across a story in the paper that's quite interesting, and it's is the cost of marriage worth it for women? Ooh, ask me again. Is the cost of marriage worth it for women? And it's a story that's written by one Faith Onea. And the first thing she says is weddings oversell marriages. And I totally agree with that part. People buy into the idea of the wedding, but not into the idea of the marriage. Alafu kuna kitu amesema interesting hapo chini akimalizia anasema, is marriage worth it for women? I don't have a clear answer. But I'm not an optimist, and I would rather keep hope burning and pray for a revolution in the institution than join the 4B movement. So yeah, amesema hata to join watu wa 4B is fine. It's all right. Hatukatai. That story is still in the Daily Nation on the pullout, DN2, the last page, in case you want to read it and hear her thoughts. It's an opinion piece, so usiende hapo si ati amekuja na facts na nini. She's just stating her opinion. Hata mimi in my opinion sionangi importance ya I think marriage is for women it doesn't really work for us that well. But although saizi as a child-free woman, if you meet a child-free man, maybe it can work, but you both have to be on the same wavelength. Tumegonga saa 6 ndipo. We are right on the marker. And you know what that means. You know what that means. Ow, 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 ow. That means, yeah, we'll come back with a conversation. But before that, we gotta listen to OnlyFans. But before that, unajua OnlyFans ndio nakwanga just before you hear my voice again. So here's a couple of songs, and then I'll see you again.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Niko na visa, niko kwa simu na nasikia bashi meshika. Je, kuna madem, kuna maniga, maodine wamekuja kuchachisha. Ninajificha, sitaki picha. baba sitaki vita, nashikisha na mavela mabichwa, na tukishikwa jo mapel Mona Lisa. Tutoke BND, twende BNB, niko DND, usijam, I will be RB, I will be RB.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya vile inafaa. Kikomando kiritala jumi niko na mado, wenye vipindi na musonge kando, esima tu sama boso chopo, chololo chololo. Nobody can party like we do. Wamoke girumba ko kwarawe blues, kinena kalingi kipani ya sim. Meditation nyaka bed ni soya design bololo, anebo bololo. So please no okadwa jo machendo bololo, anebo bololo. So please no okadwa jo machendo Mihadara zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelimbu Maximus
Ognamatin,
hey, and na Hodong, yeah, Hodong. BNB, Nico DND,
Mutoto ya Pamela.
I'll be right back. Tell him I'll be woo.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Yeah.
So fresh is on.
Yeah. Girl, I do. Ndabia gonna today you available. Me, I really wanna come and roll with you. Mali baby, neza kuwa me and you. Only. Tell me kana weza sababisha. 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 Yeah, let me be your service provider. I give you the cable, show you my talent, baby, and you be the label. You be the goddess, and I be the temple. Give you the king like you never knew that I was able. Hourglass body, can I get a minute of your time? Can I really show you how I'm in it? You maximize my nini when you're in a mini. Bad girl, kana denge anakuva nini? Ona kuvese wendo na die. Ekana na tuvese, see you know that I'm the guy. Mina mpango za kifiji wakibonga Dubai. Peter best though, fanya mabazuwa Dubai. Aye. Look at the way she deep, so she rocks so when she whiny pale kwa disco. Who got the fire with the body come on a pistol. Ona velo na maliza mandem. Finito. Girl, I do. Ndabia kana today you available. Me, I really wanna come and roll with you. Mali baby, neza kuwa me and you. Only. Tell me kana weza sababisha. Tell me kana weza sababisha. Tell me kana weza sababisha. Tell me kanaweza sababisha, sababisha, yeah. Now that you aware, kakaseka na kulike. Nipe keys a box, wingy and don't lock. I can tell you're a performer by the way you hold the mic. You been really bad, let me cuff you, no cops. Kiss you on your neck, tell you everything is great. Nikonja and you're a full course meal on a plate. African time, I guarantee I come late. Love you heavier to a chani, walking goja, what a weight, get it? And I can take care of you, no advantage. Put you in a yes, you can have it in some fashion. Love the way you classy and you bougie, you're a savage. See how you want it like a gypsy with a talent, I see where. Ukianzenya haki yao, unanikunywa sana utadhani ni happy yao. Kisha shauri moyo sini shauri yao, mimi nisha shauri yangu sasa ni show ni how. Tell do, ndabia kana today you available. Me I really wanna come and roll with you. Mali baby neza kuwa me and you. Only. Tell me kanaweza sababisha, sababisha, Tell me kanaweza sababisha, sababisha, Tell me kanaweza sababisha, sababisha, Tell me kanaweza sababisha, sababisha,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Tungepatana ukinikata mara moja wezi nitamalaya. And you're telling everybody that this Gucci's on fire. Only fans kwenye imefika na fungua only fans. Kauna nipenda tu mafea in advance. Kwenye imefika no romance with no finance. Only fans, yeah, yeah. Only fans kwenye imefika na fungua only fans. Unanipenda tu mafea in advance. Penye imefika no romance with no finance. Only fans, yeah, yeah.
Hello, ladies blowing up my phone. I keep hearing you are so bomb. Wakituma fea twakuja kwako. Sikujikasi from your door. Itabidi ukanje ndo tupige show. Ukisikia sauti solo jue ni kubaya. Hii muziki ya Kenya twaipeleka Ulaya. Na temperature inapanda warazi wanakwaya. Tutashinda magrami before tumeretire. Me say only fans. Walimefika natambua only fans. Kanika kitu umetumia only fans. Walimefika nafanyia only fans. Only fans, yeah, yeah, only fans. Walimefika natambua only fans. Kanika kitu umetumia only fans. Walimefika mutambua only fans. Only fans, yeah, yeah.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
I just had a random thought. If the Nairobi County government is struggling that much and they need extra money, that's why they're building a club at Uhuru Park. See, maybe they can do what that song suggests. Like they can start their own OnlyFans. And then, finya computer, tengeneza dollars. And you don't have to build a club at Uhuru Park. I'm giving solutions, by the way. Solutions, guys. Solutions. Let's help each other out. You are listening to Power Radio, and my name is Muthoni Gitau, and this here is She Talks. It's a show where we talk about what it means to exist as a woman in this society. And today we'll be talking about female friendships. That's the conversation we're having this Friday. And I'm going to share, my two personal stories and the things I've learned and everything in between and how I navigate my female friendships and also why I think female friendships work better than male friendships. So we'll get into that in the show today, in the second half hour of the show. We are also going to do a song of the week. It's something we started last week. We'll also have a song of the week, which will be coming up. Actually, it's the next song. Atacha 22 aposai. So the song of the week is Tufanye. I've mentioned Polaris earlier, and she released a new EP. So the reason I started doing a song of the week is because I shared some of the songs that we play on this show. This show, we play a lot of female artists based in the 254 because we're trying to give them their flowers and they're really doing a good job. And unfortunately, a lot of them are not being mainstreamed. They're not being platformed like that. So we try to showcase as many artists, especially female ones, as we can on this show. And Polaris is one of those artists, and I really love her music. Polaris used to be a part of a three lady band group, three people band group, a band, or a singing duo, because a band also means they were playing guitars and stuff. Anyway, so it was called Q. So there was Polaris, there was Tracy, and there was Rosa, and they stopped making music. I'm not certain why. We never got that information as a band, and Polaris just started making music again. And she's a really good songwriter. She released an EP this month. I think it's actually 3 weeks ago. We did do an artist spotlight on her, but today I also wanted to highlight this particular song, and it's called Tufanye. And this one is dedicated to all the politicians when they are misbehaving and they look at us and they think, these guys will just we will be able to get away with stuff. We're looking at you, whether we're paying attention. So Tufanye. The ball is in our court. This is Polaris with Tufanye.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Lakini sielewi, dunia nzima uliona mimi ndio mshenzi, na hii tabia sijaiona na watu wengi, na haya huna ukisema ni mapenzi, na vile umejamsa tufanye, na mimi nimejamsa tufanye, tufanye, na mimi nimejamsa tufanye. To
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Yes, that's our song of the week this week, Tufanye by Polaris. It's a song we love over here. We like it so much because mitaanza kuuliza tu wababa hivyo. Like unakosa kunitumia text niko like, "Hey, saa tufanye." But I really like that song. And I like that it's a story. I think I enjoy when a song has like a story inside it. I enjoy storytelling. Using music as a storyteller, I think it's always like a vibe. Now let's talk about female friendships and navigating female friendships. Did you know, by the way, according to statistics, that the average length of female friendships globally is like at 16 years. Like a lot of female friendships are like old. And I can attest to this because a lot of the friends I have, I do make new friends. I try. I should put that prefix there. I try to make new friends whenever I can. But a lot of the friendships that I have had them for, I think most of them over a decade plus. And I'm getting to that 16-year mark at me. Aw, look at me. Thanks. But I think I don't have any friendships that were formulated in high school. Why? I hated my high school experience. I did not like the people I was in school with. In my head, I was like, we're here to serve a sentence of 4 years. We serve our time, we leave. And then, yes, when you're serving a sentence, it's possible to meet people and you go like, okay, cool. I like that I'm serving a sentence with this person. They make serving this sentence a lot easier. I didn't exactly have that. I feel like my high school experience was not all that. It was, I went to school late. I was a sickly child just before I got into school. So there was like a lot of randomness in there. And then I remember I had so many hopes. Hey, I was hopeful. I was like, I'll meet people from all over. And then you go and you're just meeting people and they're all just mean. And it's like everyone has come with their own preconceived notions. And then also the post-election violence thing happened when I was in high school. So there was a lot of tension. There was just like too much energy. Me, by the way, I am shocked at how we are still like living. We've lived through a pandemic. We have lived through post-election violence. We have lived, floods ndo hizi. Sijui, wanikuwa takusema tsunami. Inaitangwa aje hii nayo. El Nino. Me, I'm shocked. Hey, we're strong. Being strong is not a good thing. But I didn't formulate, like I didn't build any friendships. Me, I just wanted to be out of there. I was just like, guy, tunamaliza lini niende. And then I remember one time someone adding me into a WhatsApp group. I was like, no! I did not wait. You know the way people wait for midnight? When people are sleeping at 3 a.m. is when you're exiting. I exit immediately, you put me in. If there's one thing I will stand on, it is the fact that if I don't want to be in that group, I will not be in that group. I will leave. Exit stage left, immediate. Alafu mnakuja mwanze kuniongelesha huko baadaye ni sawa. So high school for me, So I can't say I have friendships. Like there's people if I see them, we'll be cordial, we'll talk. And then it's funny because when you bump into people you're in high school with and then they're like, oh my God. And then they were mean to you. Let's start there. You remember like there's the Michael B. Jordan interview where he's walking the red carpet and then there's this interviewer and she used to bully him in school. And then she's like, oh my God, you remember we went to school together? And he's like, yeah, and you used to call me this. And he's like, no, I don't remember that. And he's like, no, you used to. So I'm that person for, you used to call me this. I would definitely, that's the energy I would pull up with. I've bumped into a couple of people, but I like that also. A lot of people we went to school with, walikuwa watu ushago. I hope they're not listening to this. And even if they are, did I lie? We weren't friends. We were serving the same sentence in the same place. And there was just all the tension and stuff. And I think for me, the experience got spoiled in Form 2. Yeah, in Form 2 is when I was just like, I trust no one in this class. And nyi watu, tumemalizania hapo. I'm a Leo, if that means anything. Nikimalizana na wewe, it's like you never existed in my life. Okay? Literally. That's how, when I sever that, it's like, hey, we're done. So a lot of the friends that I have, I made them when now I started doing theater. I was performing poetry. Even people I went to campus with. Do I keep in touch? No, one of them almost got me jailed. Wewe. Me, I could have gone to jail for fraud. Yes. So again, do you exist in my life? The answer to that question is Absolutely not. No, nakukumbukanga kama by the way nikipeana story ya venye karibu niende jela. Unakwanga by the way. So there's things like that. And then one of the other friends that I actually did make in campus, he was a guy. Unfortunately, he passed away because of he was in an accident, ended up passing away. But the friendships I have, it's because we have common things. We enjoy the same things. And in this case, it's always art. So a lot of my friends right now, I met them when I was a performer. And sometimes I tell people it's interesting for me to I can tell you when you met me, depending on the name you call me by. So depending on which name you call me by, I can say, this one met me when I was doing this one met me when I was doing that. So if someone calls me by my first name, I know they met me when I was in school. If you call me by my performing name, I know you met me when I was a performer, when I used to do poetry and stuff. If you call me Muthoni, you met me when I started creating content and such. When I was like, I'm a brand now. Thank you very much. So that's how I can even gauge the length of our relationship based off of the name you call me by. So I do have a lot of friendships that are like going on to, I think I have one that's going on to that 16-year mark, if not longer. Someone I met in campus, his name is Mato. But also the thing is, he's a guy. I think my friendships, whether female or male, I think I keep friends for long. That's the thing. Because again, like I said, if you exit stage left, it's like you never existed, right? So that's the thing. So when I bring you close, then it's because I'm like, this one we can go far with, we can build stuff with. So 16 years, it's not a joke. And I think the reason that it's easier for women to keep friendships for long, especially with each other, is because of something called honesty and vulnerability. Vulnerability is a must. Like when you show up as yourself, and you show up as yourself with your girlies. So when stuff is going, it's like if I'm making bad decisions, there are people who will know. My WhatsApp group, they will, like, I'll be over there telling them, guys, you'll judge me in the morning, but I'm doing this. Like, napita na uyu. They're the ones who know. And I think that's what builds that kind of a relationship, because you can be honest with each other even when we know we're messing up. We are honest with each other in those moments. But I'm not saying, I don't know about guys, but when you sit around, they'll talk about football, they'll talk about life things that are removed from their own personal lives. And you'll see someone go like, I bear all my burdens on one person and one person only. But I think with women, we usually have like a group of other women and we carry each other's burdens. And if my friend tells me, hey, me by the way, like I need a ranting session, I'll be like, cool, I'm putting you in my calendar. What time? And you will call me and we will talk smack about whoever you want us to talk smack about. And then in the morning, I know you'll have forgiven them. And when I see them, I'll be cordial and I'll say hi. And I won't look at them and be like, you're hurting my friend. I'll just be like, siku yenye utakuwa ready kutoka. Then that day is the day you will hear all the things and all the thoughts. The day you've left for real, for real. Like if say in relationships, we see all the, like we know all the things that these dudes do to you, right? But we'll never, okay, sometimes we do. We'll go like when we're having a night out and we've been tumepewa tu vitu. And then that guy is there. And then you're like, you're hurting my friend. We have those moments. They happen sometimes ni ngumu kushikilia. But then we'll be like, and then sometimes I think pia si watu naribia unamwambia, but she loves you. Najua, keep going? Sure. But I think the thing that honestly builds those female friendships is, one, we don't mind looking ugly in front of our friends. We don't mind looking broken. We don't mind looking stupid, because it's like if there's someone who has seen all my stupidity, it's my besties. And then like 2-3 years down the line, we'll be making jokes about it. But then we'll be like, hey, you remember that time when I needed with that guy? And we'll laugh about it, right? And we also talk about all things about life. Like I can tell you the struggles that my friend is going through within the family setup, in her family. She knows the struggles that I go through within my family setup, where like as the firstborn daughter and all those two things, because the person I can rant to is another fellow firstborn daughter. And then we go at it and it's like, the madness. And then you receive that call from your dad and you play nice and you're like, because I know I know where all these emotions are going to be directed. When I know I need to release them, I have a place to release. So I think, one, that's the reason why we have stronger friendships. That's my opinion. This is an opinion piece, by the way. Here is This Time by Rogoro and Mbithi. And I don't know if you noticed, we actually played Mbithi's solo today to fix up between Kinafena and Only Rosa. I was like, let's listen to Mbithi on his own. We see if he can hold his own. And Sababisha is such a dope song. If I could twerk, that's the song I would twerk to.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Taurus music. Go on the spots. My God. It's that time of the year again. I wish it will never end. Making choices that we regret. I can't kiss it but die. And we are young at the shorter. Older for long now. Now more down our soul. Down our soul, God. It's time tonight for your come on this time. Just wanna free up my mind. Just wanna get into vibe. Ooh, I wanna feel alive. Tonight for your come on this time. Just wanna free up my mind. Just wanna get in the vibe. Ooh, wanna feel alive. Wapi bombe, shika kikombe. Kuja tugonge, tena tusonge. Huku tuna party all day.
Tukiosonga na tunywa nzovi. Come vibe if you're feeling lonely. Come on, go happy, don't be sorry. Happy, go happy, let them go. We believe in la vida loca right here. Moto ina waka so joto na pe. I wish ungesikia vile mimi nasikia. We believe in la vida loca right here. Kipopo lazima tukeshe. Yani lazima tucheze. Yani lazima iweze. Igenje kuja tutese. Kipopo lazima tukeshe. Yani lazima tucheze. Yani lazima iweze. Igenje kuja tutese.
Come on this time. Just wanna free up my mind. Just wanna get into vibe. Ooh, I wanna feel alive. Tonight, fanya come on this time. Just wanna free up my mind. Just wanna get into vibe. Ooh, I wanna feel alive.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Songa nisugulia. Twa Kenya
Osio Kago Tora Guito Okage Idia You know I don't know Nane Oe Akora Guare Monoki Onake Oe Kora Goni and Monoki Oh Ikeda Kairatu Karasina Bisa Karasina Bisa Yeah In my handy oh In my handy oh In my handy oh In my handy yeah In my handy oh In my handy
Power Radio. Tune in and power up. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
So that was Airosh with Maheni. And before that, you're listening to This Time, Rogoro and Billy. Airosh is actually dropping an album. He's doing an album listening party on Sunday at The Alchemist, in case you want to, pull up. It's called Superstar. I think we've played that song here before. So, hey, congratulations, Irungo. Good job. You're doing a great job. Keep going. Today we're discussing female friendships or navigating female friendships. And the first thing I said is I think the reason that female friendships work for as long as they do and the way they do is because women are willing to open up to each other and be their ugliest self. Like they show up as themselves within the relationships. I think the other thing is women have gotten to a point where we've learned to build community. And the one thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if you've seen this happening a lot, is that in places where men fail, be it relationships, be it fathers, be it whoever, it's always women who help the women where the men are falling short. And it's something that people have been pointing out of late. I remember seeing a story last week, I think, where there was this person who was thankful that when she had to go for a 6-month training thingy or a 5-month training thing, and she had like a very young child. So she left the child with her auntie. And now people are like, hey, but where was your husband? Because she was over there thanking all the people who showed up. It's like, it's interesting that anytime an opportunity, so people are having a conversation about how really women in relationships miss out on opportunities because of the fact that whenever opportunities present themselves, they also have to consider how that impacts how the household runs. So in this case, she had a young child and she was like, okay, so it's not a training I can go with this child. She had to leave the child, but the child wasn't left with the other parent. The child was left with their auntie because the other parent was, I guess, ni wale wa kubabysit. I don't know. There's those ones who say, yeah, I'm babysitting. And it's funny nowadays when people make this as content where you see someone testing like their partner and they say, yeah, I'm going out for a girls' night and I was hoping you can babysit Njoro. And then like the guy would be like, what do you mean babysit? See, I'm like the dad. It will be like daddy son time. And then sometimes you can tell it's a skit and someone was given a script to read. But there's the ones who you can genuinely see them go like, why would you use the word babysit? And those are present parents. So hooray to all the present parents because you make it easier for your partners, especially your wives in this case, or the primary caregivers, to still be able to have the opportunities to further their lives and, grow and everything. The rest of you, nonsense. So back to the friendships. Apparently, science has been analyzing the psychology behind female friendships. Let me tell you, there's money out here. The money is just not with you. Scientists have been analyzing the psychology behind female friendships, and over time, and the different studies they've done, they have found that these relationships increase levels of oxytocin and serotonin, and they show strong links between them and good health. success in business, and longevity. So basically, having female friends will make you live longer. So that's a good thing. It's good for your health because no one wants to. Why would you want to exist in a place where it's like it's so toxic, and that takes away from you. I think when we are happy, our body also senses that, and it's like it releases the good things. It has time to do other things. But if you are stressed, if you are in bad situations, I think our brains and our bodies go into defense mode. So it takes a lot more energy to do that, and it can't focus on your good skin and your. Let me tell you, the way my skin. The glow of my skin after living terrible relationships is always like, that's always the indicator. How do I know I was in a bad relationship? If my skin glows up, I'm just like, kulikuwa kubaya huko, nilikuwa nimestressiwa mpaka ngozi give up. My brain and my body was busy just trying to protect me from and trying to shield me from the nonsense of this relationship. And then my skin is taking the brunt of it. But in all honesty, I believe in that. The glow up, when you see the glow up, you can always tell. And it's funny because it's always the opposite on the other end. Watu wanafirisika. It's like, it's because you were siphoning my energy, for crying out loud. You were siphoning my energy. The other thing, when it comes to female friendships, I think we're working on it, I'd say. Let's say people are working on it. But there's a subsect of people who like to... They put their friendships with men on a pedestal, or their relationships they have with men on a pedestal. And you'll see someone give 1,010,000 chances to a guy who has dogged them out multiple times. Someone who's broken their heart multiple times. But your friend, they screw up once and they're out the door. And they're gone. And we are culprits in this. And we need to do better. I think women have been calling themselves for meetings. I do think we have been doing better. I'm curious also, like female friendships, how female have handled friendships with men versus friendships with women. The reason for this is sometimes I think we don't realize the kind of male friends we have until like certain situations pop up. And I think it's also because those friendships are not as deep or as detailed as the female friendships we have. Like there's we share with each other. And we can always share until someone says something one day and you go like, even unafikirianga. I had an incident where, like I said, I live in Gishagi. So I remember at one point I was going to the shop and it was getting close to evening and I was working with this guy. He was a friend at that point. And I was like, I need to get to the shop before it's too dark because I don't want to have to worry when I'm walking back, because I get like unwarranted attention. And then sometimes you never know what to do because if someone says hi and you say hi back, they think that's an invitation. If someone says hi and you don't say hi back, then that's still an invitation. It's just that they're invitations for different things. But either way, I'm still going to deal with unwanted conversations or an unwanted interaction that I don't want. And they immediately dismissed us and said, it's not that bad. And I'm thinking, wait, what? My first thought was like, I've literally just told you about multiple lived experiences and you just went like, it's not that bad. And I was just like, oh, wow. Interesting. And I remember just thinking, And then now he starts telling me about how for him, like if he's driving down the street and he sees like a beautiful shore, that's the word he used, he wants to holler, he's going to be like slowing down next to her to tell her she's beautiful. And I'm like, she doesn't want you to do that. She like, Mimi, I'm imagining someone pulling up, and this has actually happened to me. Oh Lord, and it was raining. Someone literally, it was evening. I remember it was like around 7:30. And I was walking down the street. It's raining. I have my umbrella. And this guy just pulls up next to me and just goes like, get in. A stranger, not someone I know. A stranger, a complete stranger. And they say, get in. And I'm like, huh? It's like, get in. I'll drive you. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm about to get home. And I was honestly just about to get to the house. But also it was just like, why would you think that that's a way? As in, why would I get into your car? I don't know you. If you are like, hey, are you okay? Are you going far? Do you need a ride? That's different. Get in. Remember, it's like the entitlement. Let's just start there. Get in. Am I like, I don't even do that with my friend's dog. I'll be like, hey, do you want to go somewhere? I actually ask, get in. It was just madness. So now I'm imagining as he's telling me this, how just driving up to a woman and going like, hey, you look good. And I'm thinking all the things that would be going on in her head, because I have thought all those things. And I was just like, no, literally no one wants that. We're just existing. I'm just trying to get to point B without any drama, without any worries. Like, I'm already anxious as it is when I'm walking down the street. So you being like, oh, you're hooting at me and trying to be like, hey, I'm trying to talk to you. That just makes the situation worse. And he honestly wouldn't listen to me. And that's where I was like, I don't think we can be friends. I don't think we can be friends. Because if you're going to argue with me about our lived experiences, we can't be friends. And now, so when I think about friendships that I have with guys that have lasted long, I think it's because they see things the same way I see things. But maybe it could also be because we've never delved into certain conversations. Sometimes you're a conversation away from ending a long-term relationship or a long-term friendship. And it's because that conversation hasn't come up, or hasn't come up when both of you are there. Because a lot of friendships that have ended because of that, where someone will make a comment and you go like, Haibo, what? And then now I just never talk to you again. It just fizzles and dies a natural death, because I'm like, I'm not going to keep fanning this fire. And then that's it. So sometimes I ask myself, is it because of that? Because with my girlies, we call each other out on our BS. Where like in this moment, you will do all the tears and the whatever, and then we'll sit down together and I'll be like, hey, by the way, where are you right now, like mentally and emotionally? And then they tell you and I'm like, cool. So this is a good time to have this conversation and say, you remember that day when this and this happened? Da, 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 da. And we'll have a whole conversation and we'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know I said that. Oh, no, no, no. And then we forgive each other and we keep it pushing. But we call each other out. I don't know if other people do that, but I know within the groups that I have, we call each other out. When I know I've been a terrible friend, I'll say, hey, by that I've been failing at this friendship. Where? Let's take some time, catch up, do the things. If I know, like, because these things happen. Sometimes life does get in the way. But I think the thing that builds the strength is I know their weaknesses, I know their strengths. They know my weaknesses, they know my strengths. And that's also how my friends can tell when I'm not okay. They know the things that I do when the Depresso Espresso hits in. They'll be like, kakadem tujakaona hapa na hapa, hajanipigia simu this week, hajanitumia, something is off. And then my friend will show up at my door and be like, fungua, niko hapa. And if she knocks the door and I don't open, she knows I'm in the bedroom, she'll come and start hitting the window in the bedroom and be like, where? Fungua. Kwanza, if sometimes you funga where, like, even if someone has a key on the outside, they can't get in. It's like, where? And for me, I appreciate that because I know it helps me know that I'm not alone. So I know I have a place where I can go rant, judgment-free, regardless of what I'm ranting about. Even if it's the most basic of shenanigans, it's a safe space for me to do that. So I'm curious to know if guys genuinely have such spaces within their friendships. Like as guy friends, because maybe anytime I've sat around dudes, they'll discuss F1, they'll discuss sports, they'll discuss a certain artist or a certain show that's about to pop up. But I'm curious, like, do you have those moments where like your friend can actually just show up and cry, and you won't be like, it wouldn't be like the next thing you do is you go tell another friend of yours, iki kimbaba kilikuja hapa kulikuwa kinalia. Like, I don't know, like, I'm really, really curious, because if then you don't have those safe spaces, where are your safe spaces? Because then that would mean there's probably a woman in your life who's carrying that burden. And now it's also being carried by her community and her group. Here is Kimbiza by Emmy Muthiga.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Temptations in our eyes.
You got me falling, I cannot deny. Sometimes I look in your eyes. Na shida zote zenye zitarise. And I'm so surprised. I'm falling, every day I'm calling. Can't you see I'm all in? Can't you see I'm all in? I'm surprised I'm falling, every day I'm calling. Can't you see I'm all in? Ooh, not cool. Kimbiza, nashinda niki cool. Kimbiza, vile nina cool. Kimbiza, nashinda niki cool. Kimbiza, vile nina. I'm falling, every day I'm calling. Can't you see I'm all in? I'm all in, ooh, I'm falling. Every day I'm calling. Can't you see I'm all in, ooh. Tension nishafika high. Juu nimetry stingo zote walai. Sometimes I know if I fight, I might lose it. Yeah, I might lose it, yeah. This time you're the one to say I'm not gonna lead the way. I don't wanna hesitate. When I hesitate, this time you're the one to say I'm not gonna lead the way. I don't wanna hesitate. When I hesitate, Kimbiza, nashinda niki cool. Kimbiza, vile nina cool. Kimbiza, nashinda niki cool. Kimbiza, vile nina. I'm falling, every day I'm calling. Can't you see I'm all in? I'm all in, ooh, I'm falling. Every day I'm calling. Can't you see I'm all in, ooh. This time you're the one to say, lead the way, or say hesitate, yeah. This time you're the one to say, lead the way, or say hesitate. Vilena, kimbiza, nashinda niki cool. Kimbiza, vilenina cool. Kimbiza, nashinda niki cool. Kimbiza, vilenina. Kimbiza, nashinda niki cool. Kimbiza, vilenina cool. Kimbiza, nashinda niki cool. Kimbiza, vilenina. I'm falling, every day I'm calling. Can't you see I'm all in? I'm all in, ooh, I'm falling. Every day I'm calling. Can't you see I'm all in?
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
So, as we were discussing the female friendship thingy, we've come to a conclusion in studio. Tumefanya a consensus that it's interesting that men would rather be vulnerable with women than with other men. And it goes back to that thing we were mentioning earlier, the patriarchy, and the fact that you are scared that it will be used against you. So no one wants to have their most vulnerable moments used against them in any way, shape, or form, be it in a fight, be it in a conversation. You don't want it to be brought up. And maybe that's the reason why it's harder on the other side, because people haven't also learned ways to navigate existing in a patriarchal society, even as men, and figuring out the points in which the patriarchy also affects them or puts them down. It's a long conversation. If we talk feminism and patriarchy, it can't be done in 1 hour. It can't be done in 2. Hell, it can't even be done in 3. It's a long conversation because there's so many layers to this. But navigating female friendships, I think if you're a guy and you have female friends and they hold space for you, you need to also recognize that them being able to hold space for you is because there's women who hold space for them. That's one. If you are a woman and you have a community that holds space for you, you also have to realize that this person also has to depend on another community to hold space for you. So we're all intertwined, whether we like it or not. And I think if you are trying to build relationships or friendships with people, it all starts with, one, you just have to be yourself. Don't put on a show. Don't try to act for people. Show up as yourself. And if the space allows it, be vulnerable and see what happens. To all my friends who hold space for me, thank you. I really appreciate you. this life would really, really suck without you guys in my life. It would really be terrible. And just saying that, prepare yourselves this weekend. I have rants. Thank you. I have my rants, man. Like, I really do. So let's get ready. That's been our show today. I think today we want to end it on that note. But we have like 2 cool songs. And the final one is what I'm hoping I'll be doing this weekend. Also, as you picture me doing that this weekend, also remember I am a Kikuyu woman and my body is built like that of a Kikuyu woman who eats waru and boiled cabbage. Thank you so much. We'll see you back here on Monday. Today's Friday. But Gift of Gab will be coming through tomorrow from 10 a.m. With Elijah Mose and Chris, DJ CJ. And also our Wakili will be taking over from around 1 p.m. tomorrow as well. So be on the lookout for those particular shows. Don't go anywhere. Listen to some music. We have some pre-programmed shows that are also running. So the vibes are still here. Thank you so much. My name is Muthoni Gitau. This was She Talks Friday edition. And yeah, see you on Monday. Here is my feelings. I'm hoping not to catch any. And then after that, we'll be listening to wine. I'm hoping to catch some.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up. Taurus music.
Wacha nifungue roho, jina langu ni Dela. Nipe glasi nipe maji, yeye na chupa ya tequila. Siamini macho yangu, rafiki yangu na ex wangu wanapiga na matei, yeye nyuma ya mgongo wangu. Na ni kweli umechange, siku hizi uko fishy. Unalenga messages zangu, simu zangu haushiki. Siamini mna date, hey, mapenzi haya tangu lini? Kumbe mjinga ni mimi, kumbe mjinga ni mimi. It feels like this, it feels like this. Who needs an enemy? Enemy. It feels like you, it feels like you. Who needs an enemy? Enemy. Nimekachia my feelings, yeah, nimekachia my feelings. Nimekachia my feelings, yeah, nimekachia my feelings. Siamini macho yangu, nimekachia my feelings. Nimekachia my feelings, yeah, nimekachia my feelings. Nashanga sana na wewe bana, umeshindwa ku-upgrade. Mimi kuku kienyeji, ni tamu kuliko ya gredi. Tena sana na wajaji, tabia zenu ni racheti. Bila mi hakuna nyinyi, hamtawai ni forgeti. It feels like this, it feels like this. Who needs an enemy? Enemy. It feels like you, it feels like you. Who needs an enemy? Enemy. Nimekachia my feelings, yeah, nimekachia my feelings. Nimekachia my feelings, yeah, nimekachia my feelings. Siamini macho yangu, nimekachia my feelings. Nimekachia my feelings, yeah, nimekachia my feelings. Nimwache kasema, kwani yeye mwongo. Nilidhani wanitakia mema, kumbe fisi yoyo. Nimwache kasema, ingiza kapata chongo. Nilidhani wanitakia mema, kumbe fisi yoyo. It feels like this, it feels like this. Who needs him? Who needs him? It feels like you, it feels like you. Who needs an enemy?
your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Pawa Radio.
Mama, we made it, we right on time. It was a long way here, lakini tumefika fine. We'll be here for quite some time. Tafuta ukuta ya take one for the team, for you people. Wengine watajwe kwa wimbo, mabeshte wa bebe kwa limo, and keep it real. Wine, broke off and wine. Ikikubamba ushike ukuta, wine, broke off and wine. Na ikikwama ipake mafuta, wine, broke off and wine. Ebu geuka nishike matuta, wine, broke off and wine, broke off and wine. I made it in African time. I'm an African child. Na niko ready kukupea good times in African style. Organize, we legalize. Leo kila kitu ni surprise. Tesa bila ku apologize. Cause I do it for the streets, for my ghetto. Everybody that has been there before. It's never easy. Hatujui defeat. Leo party kwenye streets with my people. Wengine kwa nyumba corridor. Drip tunatoanga kikosh, we keep it real. So wine, broke off and wine. Na ikibamba ushike ukuta, wine, broke off and wine. Na ikikwama ongeza mafuta, wine, broke off and wine. Geuka basi nishike matuta, wine, broke off and wine, broke off and wine. Wine it, design it, organize it. Come and say wine it.
Pawa Radio.